Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike, and I got my line mate Matt with me. And today we're going to talk about the Blackhawks, go over some NHL news. Corey Perry. There is some free agent talk that we want to talk about, and the past few Blackhawks games. So to start it out, Blackhawks. How many games did they play? One or two? Two games. One, they got completely blown out by the Blue Jackets. I want to talk about Fantilli a little bit. And another one, they played Toronto and won that one. So, but first off, Taylor Hall is out for the season with an ACL injury, which is really disheartening because this was supposed to be a season where he can kind of get back. He's playing on the first line with Connor Bedard. Give him an opportunity to get out there, get some assists and some goals. But to be honest with you, man, I didn't see the chemistry between them two while he was playing. Did you?
No. I think that's why he's kind of been switching up a little bit. And yeah, it sucks that he's out for the year, but it seems like he's always hurt, dude. I feel like he goes to every franchise he's been to, he's always getting hurt. It's kind of like Havlat Jr. type of thing. And it sucks because he was an MVP in this league. So, I mean, it sucks. Hopefully he heals up and ready for next season.
I think what really sucks, man, is that it's like, okay, why don't we do like a full body scan of this guy, see what's wrong, and let's get it fixed and see, if he can, resurrect his career a little bit.
I feel like that they showed like where he fell. I think it was against Tampa or the Panthers. He had a weird fall. And he ended up coming back, and then he ended up saying, okay, I can't finish. And then I think he missed 2 games, came back. It's like, dude, if you think you're hurt, why are you even attempting it? And then Richardson ended up saying, yeah, it was a couple of like multiple injuries kind of snowballed and kind of made his knee just give out. And that was it for him. And I feel like I thought the NHL was really cautious especially with him. He's had histories of injury. And I think they made it worse. And we're not really expecting to do much this season. It's kind of stupid to do. And I thought they should have played that a little bit better and made sure he was completely 100% before coming back. It's not like we're like in the playoff hunt right now,
Yeah, that's why I think it would be probably a good opportunity to just kind of let him heal up.
Yeah,
well, what do I know?
But I know it's weird. Some guys they're crazy with, like what wasn't Eichel's thing? They were really cautious with him. And look, he's 100%. The dude wins a Stanley Cup,
and he was a huge factor.
He's having a good season this year
run.
Too. Yeah, he's having a really good season, and he's a favorite over there in Vegas. And look at Vegas; they're on top again. That division's not that great, but still, I mean, he's a huge part of that team. And that's what happens when, you heal up and you're ready to rock. The guy's 100%. He's playing awesome.
Yeah, with that, he's actually changed the dynamic in Vegas because we were saying their window was closing. It was looking really bad. They had Mark Stone couldn't stay healthy.
Still can't. Yeah.
He still can't stay healthy. He's another one, man. Dude's always, he's always hurt. But he's changed the dynamic there. They probably saw that. They're like, who knows how long Mark Stone's going to be able to hold up. We might as well get another guy, like the guy here, because Eichel is, he's essentially the guy there, isn't he?
He's a superstar there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he really changed the dynamic there. But back to, Taylor Hall, it's really unfortunate that he's out. But we'll see if maybe the Hawks re-sign him for another contract next year.
Well, we have
depending on
one more year, right? I thought
it was a 1-year deal.
No, it was we traded for him and he came with a 2-year deal. So we'll have him next season, which is good. At least we have somebody like with that's he's a veteran and he could put up points. But again, he needs guys to play with. I think Bedard and him didn't really click. I still would like to see Bedard and Tyler Johnson give it a go. I think they play one shift together on the power play. Those two are making some great passes to each other. And I just think Bedard needs a guy that'll give him space. I think Bedard is clearly the shooter that we haven't had since freaking Jeremy Roenick, maybe Tony Amonte days. This guy shoots, and we need a guy that thinks that. Yesterday, meaning the game they played against the Maple Leafs, that line was pissing me off. The Kurashev and I think Reichel was the center.
Bedard.
Those guys, they had opportunities. The first passes they made, that guy who got the puck second, clearly he could have shot and would have been a great scoring chance. They made that extra pass, and it's like, we have too many pass first guys. And I don't even know what Bedard was thinking at times. Like, dude, shoot the puck. Your shot's like elite, dude. Shoot it. And I think Connor needs a guy like Tyler Johnson, who's a pass first guy, and maybe we can acquire somebody next season free agency. Hey, maybe the Hawks make a trade offer to Willie Nylander. Who knows? I don't know, but he needs somebody that is going to get him the puck and create space for him.
But that should be Reichel, man. He's a pass first guy.
He did look very good yesterday. He looked fast, really fast, going through like the middle. It wasn't working, but they were making a lot of dumb drop passes to each other and just passes right across the ice, and the Leafs were all over it at times. And we need someone to shoot the puck. We need to shoot the puck. You guys are, would you consider them the first line? Any line with Bedard is probably the first line. So
yeah, I was just going to say that.
I just don't know what these guys are pushing with Kurashev. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? He's got a point. He's a point per game guy right now.
Yeah,
and
he does pass well, but I don't know. I don't know what
he should have hit. I know exactly what you're talking about. The play that you're talking about yesterday. Reichel had a nice pass to him. It was like to like the right circle, and he like waited for a second and didn't shoot. If he would have one-timed that, man, there was a good chance that could have went in.
I think it was the third period.
No, it was the first period.
Okay. Well, there was a lot of chances. They were buzzing a little bit. You know, I feel like the Hawks in the second period, last 5 minutes, they were all over the Leafs. Every line was back and forth for a while. It was really good hockey, and then unfortunately they ran out of time in the period. It's like, damn. Hopefully that didn't kill the momentum. And you know what? Getting that goal in the first minute of the third, the Hawks just held their foot on the gas pedal, and it was so entertaining.
It was pretty chippy.
It was back and forth, good hockey. There were some good saves by Soderbloom, and it was awesome. That was the best game I've seen all season from the Hawks.
I want to tell you one guy I did not know. I saw him once, and I didn't see him the rest of the game. Not that he wasn't playing. It was Mitch Marner.
You know what, man? You're right. And I seen him on the penalty kill a couple times.
Apparently he's a Selke player now.
I guess so. But you know what? I did see one good play from him, and I think it was in the third period. He was behind the goal line, and he just was super patient with the puck. He was kind of bringing it back towards the top of the middle of the circles, and he gave Matthews a perfect pass. Matthews was stopped by Soderbloom. Huge save. But that was the only time I seen Mitch Marner actually do something yesterday. And same with Matthews. He was kind of quiet. He was losing a lot of faceoffs to Bedard, I thought, too.
Yeah, he was. I saw him skating with the puck a few times, but you know what? He wasn't getting any lanes to get shots on net.
Yeah, they were really physical on him yesterday. And the Hawks were pretty physical on Ryan Reeves, too, which I was surprised. I mean, he was still kind of standing up his checks, but
sure.
Isaac Phillips wasn't afraid of him. He was going right after him.
He wasn't backing down at all, dude. I was like, holy smoke.
And then Ryan Donato, I think, came in and gave him a nice hit.
Yeah.
But the winger coming down to help his defenseman out. Connor Murphy was getting credit for putting a body on him, but he wasn't really doing much. But yeah, I mean, I was impressed with that. I was also impressed with Max Domi. I mean, he had two pretty good game yesterday against his former team. He had 2 assists yesterday, and I don't think he's scored a goal yet, but he's got like 11 assists, which is not bad for him, dude.
Yeah, I noticed that that hit on Donato. You know, what's his name? Connor Murphy didn't have a bad game yesterday. No, sometimes he's tripping over himself and stuff, but he actually he looked pretty solid yesterday.
Yeah, I give him credit. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He was physical and, wasn't really... He gets caught watching a lot, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And yesterday he was kind of active. He was all over the guys behind the net. He was putting a body on them, and he was blocking shots and doing what he's supposed to do. But I still think this is a guy that the Hawks need to move on from next year. And I don't know. I don't get the whole Korchinski Connor Murphy pairing. I'm not sure. I think Korch needs to be that puck mover kid. Like, he looked really good in OT yesterday. Really confident moving the puck. He kind of needs somebody more responsible back there. I don't think we have the guy. Maybe they think Connor Murphy's the most responsible guy, but I mean, you can't put him with Seth Jones because that'll be a nightmare, but.
No, Wyatt Kaiser's been playing with him.
Yeah, you know what? I think Wyatt Kaiser and Korchinski would make a great pair, but, most coaches are afraid to put two young rookies out there against, like a playoff team like the Leafs or any team in the NHL. But I would like to see that experiment one day. I thought Wyatt Kaiser had some pretty good moments yesterday too, and Vlasic looked really good. That dude is a monster, skating coast to coast a couple times. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Panger was going crazy over this guy. He goes, man, he's having a great game. Holy jumping.
He Vlasic has actually been playing on the Seth Jones line. And so it's been Vlasic and Seth Jones, and then that second pairing of Korchinski and Connor Murphy. If Connor Murphy can play the way that he did yesterday, I can see that working while giving Korchinski an opportunity to skate and to move the puck, because obviously he's very good at it. And actually that'll be good for his development as well. And if they do want to move on from Connor Murphy, it gives Nolan Allen an opportunity to kind of just slide in there.
Ooh, I'd love to see that. I would love to see that this season at some point.
Even Isaac Phillips, man, they can have Isaac Phillips be that third line pairing or that second line pairing with Korchinski. But I don't know if you noticed this, but the Blackhawks they took our recommendation. They moved Seth Jones off of that first power play unit onto the second one, and they put Korchinski on it. And you know what? They were moving the puck around a lot better with him on there.
Well, yeah, Seth Jones is like, for some reason, on that power play, he feels like he has to shoot, and the puck goes like an inch over the ice. Like, his shot does not elevate the puck at all. And, it usually is 99% of the time is blocked or he misses it. But yeah, he's not a bad player, Seth. But
he can't keep the puck in the zone.
He's having a hard time with possessing the puck. I think he has trouble. The puck's bouncing on him a lot, and he just doesn't look confident like he used to. And especially in Columbus, that last 2 seasons, man, he was one of the best defensemen in the league. And I just don't know, since he's been here last year, there wasn't many, not much talent to play with and everything, but he's got some pretty talented kids now to play with. And I feel like he's just, every time he gets it, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah, I am
screw
too.
Up or turn the puck over or try to tee one up in overtime with a guy right behind you and you give Willie Nylander a break. Thank God for the post, but
right.
That's just like stuff like, as a veteran, you got to be aware of that stuff. And I can't believe he would try to attempt something like that. Or he doesn't know someone's behind him. Like when you're slowing down, trying to tee one up, it's like, that guy's going to lift your stick up and go the other way, dude. And that's what happened.
Right. So we got to talk about the elephant in the room. That's Corey Perry. The other night it was, kind of out of nowhere. A lot of people were talking about it. I was kind of wondering if he was injured because he wasn't playing. And then word got out the next day when Richardson was talking to the press, saying that Corey Perry was a healthy scratch the prior night for Columbus, and that he is not practicing with the team right now. Now, he didn't play Friday either, and I think there was a comment by his agent essentially saying what the Blackhawks did. That they can't comment on it. There's something personal going on with Corey Perry. The team agreed that he should take some time away from the ice, and I'm really curious to what it is. Not to get into his business or anything, just to know, just want to know, is he healthy? Is he okay? Has he gotten some scary health news or something, or what have you. But if it has something to do with his family, obviously he deserves his privacy. But it's just a little, just out of nowhere. One day, he's the third highest scoring player on the team, and then he's a healthy scratch. What do you think?
Yeah, I see what the media clowns are doing. they're asking questions and trying to get stuff ruled out. I don't know if you've noticed it. They'll be like, "Is he going to get traded?" And Davidson, you could tell, is getting annoyed. He's like, "That'd be very irresponsible of me to comment on something like that." So they're saying, "Is he hurt? What's going on? Did he have an altercation with a teammate?" And you don't know. So I mean, I hope it's nothing health wise. With I know he's got a bunch of kids and a wife, obviously. I hope it's not something like that, but they have to respect the wishes of him, and his agent said that he wants privacy and he deserves it. So I mean,
sure,
it's until the thing is, with the whole thing that happened last season with Kyle Beach, obviously the media is going to try to say, "Oh, the Hawks aren't being honest again. They're trying to hide more stuff." And I think this is a lot different. I think this. I
mean, it could be a like a collective bargaining agreement thing where, even though that they want to, they can't say anything because by their rights. Yeah. He's got 9 points in how many games here? 16 games. 16 games. He's got 9 points, 4 goals, 5 assists. That's pretty awesome,
really
man.
Good on the power play. Very good. Smart player.
Big body too, 6'3", 208. He's been doing. He's been out there, man. He puts the body out there a little bit. He's a big size. He's a locker room guy, and it seems that a big locker room presence. And he's missed right now, which goes to also show that people are really curious of like what's going on.
I'm sure we're going to hear about it soon, and hopefully it's not, God forbid, like an altercation with a teammate or even a family member or something that involves, the law or something. But right now we just got to be patient and wait, I guess. It sucks because, like you said, he's been a good player for the Hawks, and he's been really entertaining to watch too. I mean, I've always hated him, because he's been he's always good against the Blackhawks. He used to kill the Hawks with the Ducks.
Yeah.
I think he played with Dallas a couple seasons, and he was good. So, I mean, I hope they figure it out soon, and he's back on the ice.
So, the Blackhawks played the Blue Jackets on Thursday night, and that was that Thursday night or Wednesday night?
I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night they played the Blue Jackets. They lost 7-3. It was not pretty. It was crazy, man, because I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" It didn't look like the guys were in it. It seemed like something was off, man. Something was wrong. And
Very
I
weird.
wonder if the news about Corey Perry threw everything off for the game. I'm not looking to make excuses.
Yeah.
Just trying to say, like, wonder what happened that day.
That team has had a hard time this season. I think they were on a 5-game losing streak before they ran into the Hawks. And Patrick Laine was a healthy scratch, first time in his career, and that was the big story. Like, this guy is one of their best guys, one of the best shooters in the league. He's a healthy scratch. He was embarrassed, obviously, and Johnny Hockey hasn't been that good. They got Adam Fantilli coming in, and he's actually having a decent season. He's got 10 points this season, and I think he scored against the Hawks once Bedard got his goal. Adam Fantilli was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get on there, get on the board too."
Yeah, I think he's got 9 goals.
Fantilli has 4.
He does.
Yeah, he's got.
Or it might be 9 points then.
He's got 10 points. Yeah,
okay.
He's got 4 goals, 6 assists. But that team, I've been listening to a lot of NHL radio. A lot of people have been saying that team. It's like they call it a country club atmosphere. Like, guys were just kind of too comfortable at times. Like, even with losing, they would still be, "Hey, you know what? I'm still getting my checks. I'm playing hockey. I'm playing in the league." And they're trying to change that now, where it's they're trying to make people hungry. Be uncomfortable and hungry.
You can't teach that, man.
No, you can't. And I think they're saying, with the whole Patrick Laine getting scratched, I think that's insane. I mean, he's one of your best players. You're not really sending a message. If anything, you're pissing the guy off. So, I mean, it's like a John Davidson is the president, and I know Yarko is the GM, and I think that's just that's something that it's their fault. They kind of went extreme to get a change, and Good for them. They responded against the Hawks. I mean, they're not that good of a team this year, so it was probably good timing for them to run into the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, they were on a 9-game losing streak, man.
Yeah, I think no points in 5 or something, whatever it was, but they were not playing well at all. And Johnny Hockey hasn't been Johnny Hockey from the Flames, and that was kind of predictable. No, not at all. Kind of
even
predictable.
Last year.
So,
but they beat the Blackhawks and they beat the Devils the other day.
Yeah, Devils are. I think they're hurting bad without their superstar. They need to get Hughes back, and I think he was. They were trying to get him back early, and there was reports he might be going soon. And same with the Rangers. They're getting skating again from Adam Fox. So a lot of these key players are starting to come back, which is good.
Speaking of the Rangers, they won today 7-4 or 7-3
against
the
Bruins, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
That's a statement game for them.
Big time
in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if, like, these guys are like, all right, they're 15-3, man. They've got 31 points. They're playing really, really well. So, they're a good team to get behind right now. Lafreniere had a shootout goal for the Rangers. I think it was versus the Blue Jackets.
He's been good this season. He's been very good. I think the coaching change really helped him.
Yeah, he needed a big change.
Yeah. Jumping back to Patrick Laine, though, dude. He's only got 3 goals this year and 1 assist. And they signed him to an extension. As soon as they got Johnny Hockey, he was so pumped for this. And he said, I want to stay. I think they gave him a 4-year extension. And yeah, I mean, I could see him getting scratched because of that. But I mean, that's like the Hawks scratching, I guess you could say, Taylor Hall. This guy's, he's still good. He should be out there. I think it's more of something you just got to give him a bag skate at practice or something to shake out the rust and piss these guys off and make them hungry again, But like I said, they're very lucky they ran into the Hawks, and they had it. What was it, 7-1, or was it more?
7-3, I believe. Let me look that up. Hold on a second.
It was bad either way for the Hawks.
It wasn't pretty.
Bedard got his 10th goal. He was one of the
that was a beauty too.
One of the youngest players to get to 10 fastest. I think he's on the top 10 list or whatever.
He's on pace for 50.
Dude, I think he's gonna get 40. I think if he keeps shooting the puck, he's gonna get 40.
Yeah. They say he's on pace for 50, and the youngest. They say the youngest players at 18 years old goals is the most is Gretzky with 51.
Oh my god. Well, what did Teemu get that year? He won Rookie of the Year, the Duck Hunt goal.
I don't think he was 18 though.
Oh, so he was. I think he got like 72 goals as a. I
77.
think he was a rookie. 70. Oh,
his rookie year, he had 77.
Man,
and I'll confirm, but I'm pretty positive.
He was good till his 40s. Great player.
Teemu Solani. Let me look that up.
The famous Duck Hunt
stats.
Goal. Winnipeg Jets.
Man, he's good, man. He got 76 goals, 132 points.
As a freaking rookie. So if he did that today, his $850,000 after year 3 would turn into $12-13 million a year. That's how insane that is.
I'm calling it right now. Connor Bedard's next contract is going to be a $15 million a year deal.
You think so?
Yes.
Man, I don't know. I think
15.
he's going to get, I'm going to say 10. I think he's going to get $10 million for 8 years. He's going to get $80 million. He's going to get a crazy signing bonus. And he'll get, like, obviously the playoff performance bonuses. And if, say, he gets 50 goals, he gets an extra $3 million, whatever. And I think he'll get all of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a blockbuster contract. I think that he's going to have a few really good seasons, and he's going to say, it's time to show me the money, because the Blackhawks are making an absolute shit ton of money off of him right now.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? The United Center looks good. I mean, yesterday's crowd looked good. They were screaming. And they're not good, but they're waiting. The fans are patient, and they know, hey, it's going to be worth it when this kid's got a core around him, good team. And the United Center looked like it was rocking yesterday. Early 1:00 game. I love those games.
I'm predicting Connor Bedard 8-year, $120 million deal.
Damn, dude. I'm going 80 million his first or his second
80
contract.
million?
80 million. Yeah, and then he'll probably get another one. He'll probably get
the reason behind it is that he's also like, when Taves and Kane came in, it wasn't like they were. We knew that they were going to be good, but it wasn't like with the hype with like Sidney Crosby. He came in, he was Sid the Kid, and he came right in and made a huge difference. And he's like the franchise player. When Bedard coming in, he's highly advertised. He is as advertised, and he's going to get paid like a superstar, man.
Well, don't forget, Sid, his first season was brutal. Not him individually. That team sucked. It's kind of like what's going on with the Hawks. I think if these young guys are ahead of schedule and can jump in like the Penguins did, I think they're going to be very similar to the Penguins. Of like 20, what was it be, like 2007, 2008-ish. I think the Hawks could be kind of like them because they got their superstar Sid. We need to find I guess you could say we need to find our Malkin next. And then, you got your Chris Letang. Maybe that's Korchinski. And obviously Fleury was the goaltender at the time. I don't know if Soderbloom's the guy, but dude, he looked really good yesterday. He looked really good.
Yeah, he did. He looked composed in net. When there were skirmishes, he seemed to be involved, that he didn't lose the puck. He was moving well, pipe to pipe. He looked really solid, man. He seems to be getting better and better as time is going on, and I think that's what the purpose of Peter Mrazek is, to give him that break, so when he is playing, he's engaged. And maybe by the end of the season, he's hungry and he's like, you know what, I want to take the reins on this. And they bring him up and see how Drew Comesso is doing down in Rockford, because he's going to need a couple seasons down there.
Do you remember when we won the Cup, 2010? We lost Niemi to the Sharks. I think we tried to move on from Huey, and I think we actually loaned him to like a Swiss team. So
yeah, and he never came back.
We signed Marty Turco. We called up Crawford. It's kind of like the same thing. Turco was there to, probably get more starts, but Crawford just played so well, and he ended up taking that net. It's kind of very similar to this. I'm not saying Mrazek's Marty Turco, because he's not. Marty Turco was a way better goalie at the time, or at this kind of time lapse, I guess you could say. But it's important for a young goalie to have, a vet in there to probably play half the season. You don't want to put a kid in there for, 60, 70 games. I mean, you don't really see that much anymore. And if you do, you usually burn the hell out of them. Like, look at Brodeur was a freak. He's like one of the only goalies that I think have played like almost a full season. It's insane.
Well, they played the trap too, so he wasn't really getting as much action as a typical, goalie who's, true, taking 40 shots a night.
He had a very good defensive front, very physical defense. Danico, Stevens, all those guys. Niedermeyer was a good puck mover and all the
excellent puck mover.
Good,
man.
very good
incredible
team. But still, he still had to suit up and play those games and stop the puck. It's not easy. But I like the new way they're signing a good backup, almost like a 1B type of thing. The NHL's they trend together, and they're finding two really good goalies, the good teams at least. Unless you're the Leafs, you got no choice. You have to sign probably two backup goalies just to keep it under the cap space, and just pray that he stops one more shot than the opposing team. But look at Carolina. They got Freddie Anderson, who can't stay healthy, but they got a good Antti Ranta who's having injuries, but they still have good goalies in the pipeline that can just kind of step up and steal you some wins. And you got Jonathan Quick right now playing behind Shesterkin. He's got like the best goals against average in the league right now. So and I think that was a great move for the Rangers and Shesterkin. He's probably super happy that he's got a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, playing with him, and it takes a lot of pressure off that kid. I mean, they were burning him out big time. Burning him out just to get to the playoffs. They were a good team, but they're battling. Last year, the young Devils, man, they beat him. But the year before, Shesterkin was really, really good. And then the year before that, he was good. And all the Rangers fans are, this guy's the best in the league. He's best in the league. Well, I mean, he's not winning anything yet. That's the problem. You got Vasilevsky, who's
well, that's partly on the players though too.
Oh yeah, but still, I mean, he wasn't himself he wasn't like seasoned Shesterkin in the playoffs,
right?
Because he's burnt out. They're burning him out, and bringing in Quick was a great move by Chris Drury.
Have you seen his helmet yet?
Who?
Jonathan Quick's?
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't yet to see a Rangers game this year.
Yeah, I haven't watched.
I look at the numbers though, and I see Quick at the top of shutouts, and I think goals against he's at the top, which is crazy for a backup at his age too.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm looking at it right now. I'll send you a link, but I was actually kind of expecting something better. I really liked his. What was it? The freaking
the Kings one.
Kings. Yeah, I really like the Kings one.
Man, he was so good against the Hawks. In that, the couple series we had against him, he was so good. I almost went to all the games. Just watching that guy, he was like a freaking slinky. And it was unbelievable. His back is going to be so shot by the time he's retired. And I think that's what his issues were. Back and I think groins. And unfortunately, you need both of those for when you're a flexible goalie like him. But very entertaining, man. He's one of the best American goalies of all time.
Yeah. Look for the connection between Bedard and Korch. You know, we have been talking about him getting a winger, but Korch seems to be able to feed him the puck the way that he likes it, man. And keep an eye out on that Korchinski, Connor Bedard connection going forward.
Oh yeah, and I even like Reichel with those guys. Reichel,
I do too.
I think that was it the game-winning OT 3-on-3? Was it Reichel, Bedard, and Korchinski, or was Kurashev out there? I forget.
I thought I saw Reichel, but for sure it was Bedard and Korchinski.
I think you got to keep Seth Jones off the ice in OT because he is just too damn shaky. The possession game, I mean, you got to keep obviously Connor out there. Korchinski, very smart. I don't know if you noticed this. I noticed the little stupid things. That kid was going full speed into the Korchinski, full speed into the the Leafs zone. He turned around, brought it back, and kind of changed the flow. That's what Darren Pang said. That's a great play by a young Korchinski. Said he didn't like what he saw. Not a lot of people do that. Like the older guys, they don't do that, and that shows great confidence with the puck. I really like that with him. Seth Jones used to be like that, but he's not. I almost feel like he's forcing it in. He's not confident enough to bring it back and turn it around. You need a guy like that on the ice, especially in OT. You win that first faceoff, you control possession, you're going to win. And I think the Hawks had more time with the puck in OT, and I think that's why they won. More pressure, and that was a crazy goal, though. I mean, Connor fired that puck. It hits the glass and just comes perfectly back right to Korchinski. He buries it. I loved it.
Right. It was good of him to have that wherewithal to know that the puck was going to be there.
He was following that puck the whole way. That was awesome. And I don't know if you remember this, man. In the 90s, Peter Forsberg had a goal just like that in the playoffs. It literally hit the glass, and Forsberg followed it all the way down. It bounces right to him. He buries it. I was like, dude, that was just like that. I think it was against the Red Wings, the good playoff battles they had. Yeah, it reminded me of that. It was just like a magic puck, Just the Hawks were destined to win that game.
The Hawks take on the Blues on Sunday. Well, which by the time everybody is listening to this, it will be Monday. But we're going to be watching that game. The Blues are 10-8. They're kind of a middle of the pack team, and I think that the Blackhawks are kind of trying to get into that middle of the pack area. Davidson probably wants them to lose so that we can get another good pick, but you never know. Hopefully Bedard scores a couple goals for us because I love watching that kid shoot. But the Leafs, they need to do something about their defense, dude. You said it. There is something going on there that needs to change. And do you think like their defense has a I don't want to say like an identity? It seems like they don't have one.
I don't know, but yesterday Nick Foligno was all over those guys. Pressure, they were coughing it up, lots of turnovers. And I think that's why Dickinson had so much time yesterday shooting the puck, and he was burying him. Obviously, he got the hat trick. He was burying him.
Right.
And Foligno made some very good plays, just puck hounding these guys. He was on them, causing turnovers. I don't know, man. I think they need help because they have Morgan Riley. He's a solid defenseman, but he's kind of offensive-minded in my opinion. Maybe a two-way guy, but he's not a stay-at-home dude. And I know they brought that Klingberg in from, I think he was mostly famous for his Dallas days, but he's been on IR, and I think Muzzin IR. Mark Giordano, he's 40 years old. I mean, he's not going to do much. I think he's chasing a cup, obviously, but I think he jumped on the wrong team. But yeah, man, I think
so too.
I think they need. Again, the problem is they're so top heavy, and it's like if you spend more money in the offensive department, you're going to be lacking in the defensive and goaltending, and that's what the Leafs are right now. So Jake McCabe, we know what Jake McCabe is. He's solid defenseman. I think he's on the Leafs would probably be a 5'6" defenseman. Like if Connor Murphy got shipped over there, I think he'd be, a 5'6" guy too. But yeah, man, if they're going for a cup and they're playing like that, they're going to get bounced in the first round easy against a very good, like say Boston. They're going to eat them alive.
Yeah. But speaking of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I wanted to talk about Willie Nylander. He had a really nice shot that hit 2 posts and bounced out, didn't go in, thank goodness, because we wouldn't have won. But his point streak came to an end. His price tag keeps rising. Now, is this a guy who can be a number 1 star on a team, or is he more of like a second fiddle type of guy?
Well, on the Leafs, he's a second fiddle guy. But I think on another team, he'd absolutely be the superstar. The way he's playing this year, he's on pace for over 100 points. I think he scored 40 goals last year. So anytime a guy puts 40 in, I think he's a superstar. The 50 guys are just elite superstars, like Matthews and Connor McDavid and Draisaitl type of guys like that. Nathan McKinnon. I guess you could call it like the 2-tier superstar. Top 10. Okay. Top 10. He's in top 10 of points this year. He's very good. He's got a point. He had a point in every single game this season up until yesterday. The Hawks, at least that was a positive. They stopped the Willie Nylander streak. But
the show.
I mean, he looked good yesterday. I thought Willie Nylander was a factor in that shot. It was just very unlucky. 2 posts, and then they go back and score the other way. But I mean, the dude, he absolutely would be a superstar on any other team right now.
He's got a cap hit of $6.9 million. I'm thinking that he's going to want something in the 8 to 10 million range minimum. 8 million minimum, 10 maximum. If he goes to a team like Carolina, where would definitely be like the number 1 guy, I'm just saying hypothetically, where he would be the number 1 offensive talent there.
I think it would be a good fit, honestly, dude. That's actually a good fit.
I think it would.
Yeah.
I think it would too. I think that he would fit right in there. But I think that they would have to pay him $10 million. Between 8 to 10 million.
Well, that owner over there, he wants to spend money now. I mean, they're spending some money. I mean, getting that trade for Burns was kind of a big deal for them. Getting a big name guy like that, and Sebastian Aho, good player, not a Willie Nylander type player though. So,
right.
I mean, I think with like what we were just talking about with the Leafs' problems with defense, I mean, I would, if the contract talks aren't going well and you don't think you're going to keep him, I would move him and get a defensive asset, a young guy, young up and coming defenseman, and try to build from there. Get some picks. Obviously, you're probably going to get a 1st round pick for him. But who knows what the Leafs are thinking? I know there's 3 players. I'm looking at their roster with their salaries right now. So Willie is 6.9 his hit. You got Tyler Bertuzzi a 5.5, and then you got Max Domi at 3. So you got to figure $8 million is going to be cleared up to spend next season, because you got to think that 6.9 with Willie Nylander is going to maybe double. Let's just say double. So say they pay him
$12 million.
He could get 12. He could get 10. But you only got $8 million to spend, and you got some other UFA. You got some young guys you gotta have to re-sign. You got some goalies.
I think it's going to be hard for somebody,
that team. Very hard.
If there's somebody to compare him to with money, it's Marner, because their numbers are similar. And Marner's making $10 million,
10-9, yeah.
and he's going to want more money coming up too.
Yeah, he's got 2 more years, I think, Mitch Marner. So you got to decide if you're going to keep Mitch or you're going to keep Willie. So I don't know. I think I like Mitch a little bit better if I'm the Leafs, and I'm going to try to trade for a young defenseman out there and, get some picks, maybe some prospects. Or they're going to play we're going to take Willie to the final. We're going for it with Willie, and then he's going to walk for free in the summer. That's the scenario, I think.
Yeah. Because Marner does have some defensive upside, which, let's be honest, Nylander does not. I think that's what kind of separates the two of them. And I think that's why Marner's worth more, because Marner will put up 100 points and he'll play defense. Nylander on the other hand,
he's a playoff guy.
Yeah, he is a playoff guy. He scores. So I guess he scores when you need him to, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that I would move Nylander for a top defensive prospect and
a current player,
a current player, some draft capital.
Yeah, I think that would be the smart thing to do. But with the Leafs going for it, I think I could see him keeping him and
move him now.
Well, the stock is high now, right now, so yeah, you're gonna get a good haul coming back. So I mean, I think I would do that. But, he's a big part of the team. They love him there. Maybe they're going to hope, hey, let's get a 1-year deal until we can figure this shit out. But I just don't see him figuring it out. They got too much money up front with now Matthews at 13, Tavares at 12 or whatever it is now is hit. It's just the goaltending is not good either. Yesterday, the goaltending was not good. And you played against the Blackhawks. And if you're going against the, elite teams like Boston, New Jersey, Tampa even, they're going to bury you. And that's what's going to happen to the Leafs, I think. I think they're going to be very disappointed because they're not going all the way this year.
What about Vancouver, man, and Elias Petterson?
Oh, man, this Petterson kid, he is a stud, dude. Well, when they suck, you don't hear too much about them. Vancouver's kind of like...
Because they were bad last year.
They're really bad. They're having coaching problems, GM problems, all kinds of stuff. But, dude, he's got 27 points this season. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Willie Nylander. But Petterson has, I think he's got 20 assists alone. I think 7-something goals, but still super impressive. He was leading the league in points. It's been crazy. Kucherov's been taking the lead, and then the Canucks play, and then these Canucks guys take the lead. Quinn Hughes is up there, teammate of Petterson. So
if anybody's winning the Norris Trophy, it's going to be Quinn Hughes.
Quinn Hughes is a freaking monster. If he keeps it up, dude, he's up, I think, 7 points from the next guy, and I think the next guy's Makar, and he's an elite defenseman. So
another stud.
Quinn Hughes is absolutely. He's got if they keep it going and he stays healthy, he's my Norris pick too. But back to Petterson, yeah. He's making $7 million right now, I believe. I could see him getting another maybe $2-3 million raise. And when they're winning, they're at the top. I mean, all their main guys are top 10 in points. He's gonna get paid, and he's a fan favorite there. I think he wants to stay there. I think both parties are happy with each other right now, and I think it's an easy decision he'll stay. And he'll get what he wants, probably too.
Do you think that how much do you think that he's going to command?
I think I could see him getting maybe 9-10 million. I don't think Vancouver's been famous for the crazy contracts, but he's probably one of the best guys. You got to think since the Sedins,
Yeah,
maybe
offensively at least.
Ryan Kessler days. He's one of the best guys to up and coming. You got JT Miller, who's kind of been bouncing around a little bit, and he's kind of got comfortable in Vancouver. He's good. Obviously, Quinn Hughes is good. Brock Besser having a good season too. He's at the top 10.
Yeah, he is.
So it's working right now, and I mean, keep the kid happy. he's elite. I'd lock him up for another 8 years, and you got nothing to worry about because he's a top line center for sure.
Well, hey man, what else do you got?
Man, it's just been kind of boring. The scheduling's getting a little bit better in my opinion.
Yeah,
but it's just not too many storylines. I think the Corey Perry thing really blew up, and it's kind of the hot talk in hockey right now. And it sucks that they're a lot of people are probably saying, "Oh, it's Chicago. They're famous for doing all this crap and stuff." It sucks for the Hawks, but I think they're playing it cautious. They're doing the right thing, and I think they learned a lot with the whole beach stuff. So they're playing it safe. And I don't know about you, but I've heard some more Kaner rumors that he's ruled out he's not signing West. I think he wants to play East, and Buffalo was on the Kaner destination list, but I think since they're kind of slid down in the rosters a little bit, kind of sucking, I don't think he's going to end up there. They're really saying the Panthers are really, really pushing right now. So it'd be kind of weird, man, to see him in a Florida Panthers jersey, but pretty interesting to see him playing with Matthew Tkachuk. I think that would be pretty cool.
Hey man, we're practically down 2 veterans right now that we needed for Bedard.
I'm just saying, but
I'm just throwing it out there,
Kyle,
man.
That's Davidson. I don't think he wants anything to do with that old stuff, and I think Kaner's kind of moved on too. But it would be pretty cool. And I did hear that he could settle for a 1-year deal worth around $1 to $2.5 million, but he wants some incentives tied in. That's what Dave Pagnotta was saying from the fourth period. Which is kind of cool. Like, hey, if I hit so many points, blah blah blah, you're giving me an extra $3 million or whatever. But the dude's got cash. He's got cash. He's got cash to blow. So I don't think he should be going crazy with that stuff. But I think it's gonna be Florida. I hate to say it. I Detroit's probably still in the mix, but the guys on Sirius Radio say that he's not going west. But Dallas has been pushing it. I know he's got a little connection going on with Sagan. They played in Europe during the lockout days, and I guess they really hit it off. Good friendship and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see, man. It's kind of like the story on the back right now. Where's Kane going to sign? And so it'd be weird to see him in a Panthers jersey. That's for sure. It was weird to see him in a Rangers jersey. It was a little tough for me to see that.
Very tough for me. I don't know if you remember this, but when the Blackhawks were in the Stanley Cup Finals in 2010, Kaner had his mullet, and
he did the
Sagan,
mullet, playoff mullet. Yeah.
Sagan, Hall, and it might have been Evander Kane, maybe, where they were going to be drafted, and they were visiting kind of like the Blackhawks after the game, or it might have been before the game, but Kaner walked in with his flow, and he was like, hey, he said what's up to him, and they were talking to him for a little bit, and he walked away. And they were just like, man, look at that dude's flow.
Dude's a beauty. Yeah, he's a beauty.
I think, yeah, man. What a freaking, Showtime 100%, man. And I just wanted to bring that up.
I had a buddy of mine text me about, with Hall and Perry out now, he goes, why not Phil Kessel? That's what he said. And I'm like, you know what?
Sure.
Why not? And he shoots. He's a Stanley Cup champion. He loves hot dogs. Chicago's got good hot dogs.
Yep.
Bring in Phil the Thrill. Let that Iron Man streak keep going once he starts, because he hasn't been scratched. He's been pretty healthy, pretty crazy actually. He just does not. It doesn't look like the average hockey player jacked. He just looks like a dude that works at like Staples,
Yeah, I was going to say Home Depot.
Yeah. But I think it would be pretty cool. We do, it never hurts to have veteran leadership, Stanley Cup winners in that locker room. And,
absolutely,
why not? If it's a long-term thing with Perry, and obviously it's a long-term thing with Hall, look at that free agent list. It might help. He
just wants to show up and play, man. He just wants to lace him up.
Give him a hot dog incentive deal. Like, hey, you're good. You go here, you got free hot dogs. Free hot dogs on the Blackhawks here.
Well, all right, everybody. This is all that we got for you this week. Thanksgiving is over. It is Christmas season. So happy holidays to everybody. I'm in the Christmas spirit, dude. I love Christmas. I love hockey during this Christmas time, man. You know, it's like hockey is a part of like Christmas for me.
Present.
Anyway, Kaner Christmas present.
God.
That's what I want, man. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. I'm putting it out there, man, because if I put it out there, you know, into the ether, you know, Davidson's going to hear it. He's going to see it. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. You know? So we'll catch you on the next one, everybody. Take it easy. This is the Tomahawk, and we're out of here.